Okay.
Well, how are you, first of all?
Good.
Amazing.
Sunburnt.
Yeah, I can see that in your faces. Have you been in Barcelona for...
We got here 2 days ago.
Sunday night.
Yeah. Sunday night we got here, yeah. So we had yesterday off, and then
we had doing a little bit of...
We rented a boat yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was great. We went sailing on a boat.
Cool.
It was great.
Okay.
Very rock and roll.
Yeah. Lots of time. Very Duran Duran.
Very Duran Duran.
So, well, okay, let me start with questions, boring questions.
Go, start with boring.
So, how everything started, like, when the whole idea of having a rock band started, like...
Tristan, myself and Roland used to play in another band, and we hadn't really like sort of done anything or taken it anywhere, and it was sort of just getting to the point where we didn't feel like the music was representing us as individuals. We didn't feel particularly like, you know, solid, I suppose. And so we played our last gig with that band in like March of last year, and sort of put it to bed, and then we just wanted to carry on making music, and then we started writing, and this sort of like darker, edgier, kind of more aggressive sound just fell out of us, and thus Counterfeit was born. It was born out of the ashes of a sort of old band that never really was, and now is something that is.
Very successful.
It's going well, we're doing alright, yeah.
So, I mean, for me, I'm really impressed because for some bands it takes ages to get where you are now. You just released your EP last year.
Yeah.
And you're already doing your own shows and all of that. How does it feel? Like, did you expect to be so successful? It's just amazing.
It's pretty mad. I mean, the first show I played with these guys was in London. It was the first show that we did actually, and it was 800 people showed up, and I hadn't played live really in 4 years, I don't think. So that was like pretty amazing to have that kind of support straight from the outgo. It's been amazing.
Yeah, mind blowing. Super exciting. We love playing shows. We were playing music before, so like now to be going out doing headline tours across Europe and having people show up everywhere. We literally couldn't ask for more. And we want to build it, like we're so grateful for everyone turning up and their support. We just want to kind of turn this band into something that lasts a long time, and without fans we're nothing, so we want to give back as well.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I mean, I guess you have a great team as well working with you.
Yeah, we've got some really good people and really good like old friends who we work with as well, and people that we've known for a long time, so it's pretty family vibes, and
It's a tight circle.
it's a tight-knit circle of people, and it's, we're all sort of learning whilst we're going along, and it has gone from 0 to 100 pretty fucking quickly. But it's, I don't know how that's happened, but somehow it has, and we just sort of want to just keep on doing that. That's the plan. That's the plan.
And it will be like that, I'm pretty sure.
Thank you.
And what did you find the most challenging part of making this album? Like, to making the song?
Getting in the studio at the same
Getting
time.
the studio at the same time was always difficult. I think it's sort of, because I write loads of different style of music. Like I write like country music. I write lots. I just like writing. I think it's sort of like, it took me a while, I think, to really like hone what it is that's more Counterfeit than anything else that I've written before. It's sort of just had to happen over a little bit more time. But now we've sort of found it, it's much easier. Much easier for sure.
So what, the other band that you had before, what kind of music did you do?
It was like sort of pop punky kind of stuff, more like sort of singer-songwritery pop punky kind of vibes. That had been born out, like I'd been playing in that band since school, like since I was like 17, 18, and like done a bunch of gigs, and we toured a bit, we did a few shows here and there, and it was sort of just born out of me taking a guitar with wherever I went, wherever I was in the world, I just sort of had to write. So it would just be like, oh, I've been away for 6 months and I've got 5 songs, let's just go into a rehearsal studio and just like schlang them out and just like do a gig. Whereas with this, it's like, right, what is this? What is this? What are we representing? How are we coming out?
And is punk music, what you really want to be focused on, or are you planning to maybe...
We're going to go into dance electro eventually. That's the plan. Is EP3 and EP3 leading into LP1 will be purely dance, then dubstep. I think. We've been described as punk, and I think that that's great. I mean, I think that our attitude is very punk. Yeah, I think, you know, we've still got that very much like, let's go and play a show and just play loud as we possibly can do and just fucking like make people bleed. But at the same time, I think there's rock and roll to it as well. I mean, it's calling it strictly just punk, I think is a hard thing to do because it puts us in a box, and I don't think that we exist in a box if I'm being purely honest. You know, we all draw influence from whatever we listen to, however that affects our playing style or our playing technique, is it something that we want to do? Yeah, I mean, rock and roll is something that we want to do. Just as long as it feels good is how we're going to do it, you know. I mean, I don't think that any of us right here, right now would be happy going up and playing an acoustic set, that's for damn sure. Yeah. You know, we like it loud and we like it fast.
So what sort of artists did you listen to normally, bands?
We listen to loads of bands.
Name your personals.
So many. Name your personals.
For me, Between the Buried and Me, Animals Leaders, Periphery, yeah, those types of bands.
Yeah, I'm listening to Moose Blood at the moment and bands like Let Us On Fire.
Yeah, fair. What am I listening to at the moment? Landscapes. The new album came out and I just listened to that. It's wicked. God, what else am I listening to? We've been digging through old Gallo stuff, which is awesome.
Yeah, old Gallo stuff is always good for us.
Yeah.
I really like a new band, fairly new band called Uncle Acid and Dead Beats. I like a lot of old rock and roll, like classics, like Sabbath and Led Zepp, The Clash. I love classics. Yeah.
They're always good.
Yeah.
And how was touring around like England?
Touring around England was awesome. It was awesome, you know, for us. You know, having only done one tour beforehand and only played one show in the UK beforehand, you know, it was important, I think, for us as a band to go out there into our home country and play some shows. And the UK is like completely awash with fucking great bands and great musicians in whatever town you go to. So they're getting like local bands who don't play those venues every night. It's probably the same all over the world, but because of where we're from, because we're from the UK, we obviously know more about it. So it's like, that's pretty ignorant, but that's the truth. I mean, it's like, it was great. We had to go out there and we really had to like prove ourselves, I think. You know, it was definitely like proving ground. All those venues that we played are a proving ground. Most bands that are successful now have played in those venues that we played in, so it was great, you know. The shows that we knew were going to be great were great, and the shows that we were like, we're not so sure, they were great also. So it was like, it just really showed us like, no matter what we do, as long as we go out there and we play well and we play 100% and we just give it everything, doesn't matter if there's like 4 people in the room or 4,000 people in the room, we're still going to have a great time. And that's what it is, you know. It's like, it's not about going out there and being like, fuck. It's about going out there and being like, okay, let's do this. So we had a great time. It was really, really cool. I mean, it was really cold. I have to say, it's really nice touring in Europe where it's slightly warmer.
Yeah, I live in England for 2 years and now it's really cold.
Yeah, where did you live?
In London.
Oh, okay.
And in Colchester as well.
Oh, okay, Colchester. Nice. Yeah.
That's interesting. Not nice. Sorry.
That's on camera. I mean, it's
we will delete that. And any funny stories about touring or any?
Well, the boat was probably...
The boat was awesome.
Sailing.
Jamie watched a girl wash her hands in the urinal.
That was amazing. Yeah, that was in London. It was in Birmingham. We came out of this. We were playing at this venue in Birmingham, and it was, the dressing room had no loo, so no toilet. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go and have a wee in the men's, like, just, you know, like in the venue. So I went in there, like, out of the corner of my eye, I saw this door like swing open, and this like wasted girl like bowls out. I'm like, fair enough, she probably needs a wee, and like she probably got lost, she's pretty drunk, whatever. She then like stumbles over to the urinal and just like puts her hands And I'm like pissing in this thing. It's like, you know, it's probably from here to where that table is. And she's just down the end. I'm like, you're washing your hands in my wee.
Probably she loved it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It was really odd. It was an odd thing to do.
I also just necked a bit of beer with a fag in it. That wasn't so great.
Yeah, there's been a few like mishaps. Our van broke down. Our van broke down at the end of London, so we had to like. So we were on the side of the road in Belgium for 5 hours, just like our backline tech Pima and our tour manager Craig went off one way to go get another van, and then our management went the other way to go get another van. So we were just sitting in this service station for 5 hours, just like
Flipping bottles.
Just waiting.
Just waiting, and then the other van came, and we got to Amsterdam. It was like the first time we'd seen Tiger Cub since January. We got to the venue just as they finished their set, so we literally just like pulled everything apart, put our stuff together, did a line check, and just went for it. Just like went and played a punk show. It was great. It was like super stressful, but it was kind of like really reminded us as to what this is all about, really. You know, you can stand in a venue for 5 hours and play and do a sound check and make it sound as sweet as possible, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get the right vibe. And that show was a sick vibe. I think we had a wicked vibe for that show.
Ooh. Okay. Well, this is a question for you, Jamie. Sorry, guys. So, because you are an actor, are you planning to keep acting or just?
Yeah. No, I'm doing acting still. Yeah. I've just finished shooting something, and I'm off to go shoot something else in a couple of weeks. After the next tour in June, I go off and shoot something. So they're definitely going side by side. You know, I mean, I think that's the blessing with a band is that, you know, there's periods of downtime where you're either getting the record ready or you're writing, or you know you can't go out and tour again because you've just done a big tour. So there's no point in going out to the same territories or whatever and doing the same tour. So I'm very much like slotting that into my life. It's like I don't have any free time basically, which is great though. It's like I much prefer it like that. I would much rather be busy all the time than have like, you know, 2 months on the road with the guys and then a month off, you know, 2 months off. It's like I much prefer my years. Like I'm booked up until the end of the year now, which is just great. Yeah. It feels good. But no, I'm still acting. I'm still doing things.
Busy guy. Okay guys, but that's all. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.